Hi, so I made a video yesterday on the rumour that George Lucas is to return and to help finish the current Star Wars trilogy. And I've been thinking overnight, and I believe there's three big questions that do need to be asked and do need to be resolved. Now, it's not fully confirmed yet that George Lucas is returning, but there's three questions that I'm looking for information on. So if you have any comments, any opinions on this, please leave in the comments below, because I'm looking to get information on this, and I'm sure you're really intrigued also. So the first question is who? Who has brought George Lucas back? Now, this is only the real three people that could make that decision. The first person is J.J. Abrams, and I really doubt it would be him, because if he had any doubts around the Star Wars trilogy, he would bring George Lucas in before he made The Force Awakens. Now, if you look at J.J. Abrams from his point of view, he must be quite concerned about the return of George Lucas. You know, he will like the idea. It's a great privilege to work with George Lucas. But if the last movie is a great movie, a lot of the credit will go to George Lucas. And some of the fans will say, you know, George Lucas has come back and he's saved and rescued Star Wars. And that credit will go away from J.J. Abrams. So I believe that J.J. Abrams will have really mixed opinions about this, because he's got everything to lose and nothing really to gain from this situation. So he might be a bit perturbed by what's happened. I might be wrong, and again, let me know what you think in the comments below. But I think J.J. Abrams would be the last person to want George Lucas to come back, really. The other person is Kathleen Kennedy. Now, although she's the president of Lucasfilm, it really appeared that she wanted to make a fresh break, and in a number of interviews she almost said that she wanted to create a new form of Star Wars. And you could say it's understandable, you know. In these sort of entertainment arenas, you got to take things, you got to bring in a completely new young audience. So, and it is kind of like a balancing act, you know. You got to keep the older fans happy, but also bring in new fans. So it's a very difficult role to play. But I very much doubt that she was the person who brought George Lucas back. The only real person I believe that made that decision would be Bob Iger. Because Bob Iger effectively is still above George Lucas, because Disney owns Lucasfilm. So if Bob Iger has any real concerns, which it appears he does, I actually believe that he would have been the person who brought back George Lucas. Now, it's not really going to be confirmed, but because if they do, it will cause a lot of disruption, because they'll want to make it look like they brought George Lucas back for his expertise and his help in them. Not as if they've turned to him because they're desperate. So they won't want to discuss it much or make it really public. So that's question number one. Now, question number two is blame. My concern is that the shill media will blame George Lucas if the last movie in the trilogy doesn't work out. If it doesn't perform well at the box office, some of the media might turn on George Lucas and blame him and say that, you know, not even George Lucas could save Star Wars, or George Lucas had these ideas that didn't work with the current trilogy, and they might twist it and turn it and put it. And the shill media are very talented. They're very good at twisting narratives and come up with these quite shocking and disturbing concepts that are completely false, because they have the backing of the media companies. So I really hope that the shill media doesn't create a situation where they're able to blame George Lucas. If they are, the shill media will get some sort of backlash, but it won't last long. It never does. They can tarnish people's reputations and run them through the mud, but it doesn't really last. The backlash doesn't last. It might last 1 or 2 weeks at most. And that is a real sad element of the media, is that they can really get away with what they want. Now, the final question is this just a public relations exercise? And that is my other concern, because as we know, Star Wars Celebration is next month. So if they've brought George Lucas back, is it just to appease fans? And I hope they haven't really done that, because they should still show respect to George Lucas, a lot of respect to George Lucas, and actually listen to what he has to say. If they've brought him back as a public relations exercise just to calm and appease fans, that's not what they should be doing at all. They should be listening to him and getting his guidance and creating a long-term plan for the next 5 years, 20 years. Even 50-year plan of what are going to do Star Wars, because if you're investing billions of dollars into a franchise, you need a long-term plan. You know, car companies. If you take Honda, they have the business plan that lasts for 300 years. it might sound ridiculous, but they have. And if you're all talking of billions of dollars, you need to know what you're doing with it, and you need a plan. So hopefully they brought George Lucas back, and they're actually going to devise and create a long-term plan that makes Star Wars successful, instead of just some public relations exercise to appease fans and to calm fans down. So these are my big three questions, and I'd like to know your input. What do you think to them? And also, if you have any questions yourself, if you have any concerns, questions, any points you'd like to raise, again, leave them in the comments below. But for me, these are the three big questions, and I just hope that they're not using this as a public relations exercise, and that George Lucas won't take any blame. And I also believe that they should be more open and make it clear that, and confirm whether he has been brought back and who made the decision. So again, leave your comments below and subscribe for more information on a daily basis.